Welcome back to Rising Star 2, episode 57. I don't know if this will be the last episode, but we've got 40 gigs ahead of us to get through. We are definitely getting close to the end. I was hoping to take the tour all the way to New York City, or at least state of New York. We're only going to get as far as Texas in this one. The southern part of the tour is the only phase. The second phase, we're not going to get to. It's got 40 dates just from California to Texas over an almost 2-month period. Yikes that's as far as we're getting, but let's get to it. I've still got a little more prep. I've still got a few days to go. I've got to do 1 day of practice all to get on top of that before things start to deteriorate on us. The tour is going to start just barely into the next month. 1 day in San Francisco, and then we've got 3 empty days, and we play every single day after that. That's crazy. That is crazy. I feel like we've got to go back home and then, somehow get down to San Diego in time. At least we get to play 12 songs every day, and we've got plenty to do with that. The last few weeks go a little bit slower. We've got a few open dates in there. When do we... Oh, see, we get all the way to Ohio. It's going to have us bouncing around. We come back to Texas. We do make it to New York. We just finished the last 4 days in Texas. Okay, well, there you go. Thinking I might just travel back home after we play the gig in San Francisco and make use of those few days to get ready for the tour. Let's take our 1 day of practice all now, even though it's a little early. And of course, we're going to go straight into a new month, and those national ideas could change on us. We're going to take our 2 days to get these 2 songs ready. I think practice is by far the most important thing, not. Well, there you go. Just to get to San Francisco, we're going to have to head there now. So that's all but 1 song ready to go before we hit the road. The other thing I wanted to do before heading out, and we could do this while we're still in town, is we're going to head to the music shop. Get into the repair screen, and we're going to do a refurbish. Not all, though. That's hefty. 50K. So we could obviously afford that. I don't need to waste that money. Even though we're doing okay on cash now and have 600,000, we don't need to be doing that on all. We certainly don't need to be doing the busking equipment, but we do need to do some. So we'll refurbish that bass guitar. Anything that's going to be a problem for us. Basically anything in yellow. There we go. Task complete, other than 1 busking bass guitar, and not so costly, 23K. A while back I bought a ton of consumables. Had basically 10 in reserve of everything. We don't have that now, but I think 40 dates, we probably won't run out. So let's hit the road. Quick overview of how it's looking on the map. We're going to hit California and really get around most everything, if not every city that we've got, and then hit Vegas, Phoenix, Tucson, on down Texas, right on through. So we are doing the Arkansas and the Tennessee, bypassing Kentucky. Strange choice. Up into Ohio. There's your Pennsylvania and your New York. Probably could have squeezed in Jersey as well. From there, though, we're going to fly to finish off back down in Texas. Looks like we can do all driving van with us, which is probably important for the long term. We want that van to be with us. We're getting there tomorrow either way. And may the show begin. Slow Burn debuts with 17,000 units sold at number 158. Let's see if we can get that going quite a bit higher. We already made back most of the money we just spent to refurbish items before we hit the road. And we're in San Francisco. Without the elevation change. Flat as a pancake. Not how I remember it from this summer. And even though it was summer, San Francisco itself, the anomaly, very much did not feel like summer. A little strange after we've been playing in arenas for so long, but we are headlining for this thing, and this is the level we headline at least for right now. Clear the set. Let's start from scratch, and we're going to start with the entrance of June. Tyranny, Mainstream, and Travel are in. Travel is a good one for us. We do have some songs in Travel. Locally, Empathy is out in California, and we definitely have quite a few songs that are in Empathy, and we're going to be in California for a good while. Locally, we've got 5 songs that are in And Where Are You Going that just did not get ready, at least not for this stage of the process. So it looks like we can grab songs here that are on, mostly on the new album, Grumble Grumble from the old one. Then we're going to try to grab from the new album for whatever else we can. But Crush is Empathy. They don't like it in California. We're not going to play it here. Or Cinema Roll. Or What Would You Say, which is also Empathy. Oh man, that is hurting our options. But my heart is going to be the centerpiece of our California trip, clearly. Spotless Sour to the Pigs, that almost made the list. I think is a good one to get in next, and I'm going to have to start sorting this out. Don't threaten me with a good time. It's not Oregon, but we'll use it here. And it looks like I'm going to need mostly high energy from this point to balance things out. I haven't seen the breakdown of what we're going to get out of all the various venues, but we're starting off the bat pretty well with $10K per ticket, or $10 per ticket on a 5K venue capacity. Fragile Part, the one traveling with us, they've got a 19. We've got a 22.86 right now. I think that's about to really take off with the success of this album. California, though, tough first leg of the tour with so many negative song attitudes is going to really complicate things. It's also going to make it to where all those songs, while we're here in California, aren't going to get played. They are not going to get played. I might have to squeeze one of them in per night just to do something to keep it played, once a week type thing. I don't know. We'll see. We also have another band, Adventurous Wheel, locally added in. Gig number 1, 39 to go. Got a mistake during, I think it was Decode, but we easily got our 100% interest level for the day. And we nearly sold out, 4,800. Most of the songs did pretty well, and of course My Heart leading the way for us. We pick up a 0.07 on the popularity. I think the sales for the album are going to do a lot more. But how are we going to build up this popularity in the short term so that it could take off in the sales department? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we're going to manage this one. We certainly made really good money today, though. Floor monitor stopped working. Our stage manager was able to fix it quickly, though. Okay, so that worked out decently. Oh, right, crew. Don't I have 2 spots left to fill? I think now's a really good time for that.
It's a nice, cool night. Perfect for cruising around with the windows down and the system up. Shady O'Grady here, saying, have a great night.
The expenses recoup already happened. Day one, they've already, or could have been from the album sale itself, but either way, they've already recovered their expenses. They're good, and we are on to 28.9% of royalties now for all the sales, meaning we're going to make really good money. I mean, look at that. It's already happened. We went from 600 and 1,000, spent some money, and we've already recovered our own costs and made really good money on day one. Now, I've got 3 off days before we continue on, and I think we can handle. Can't we though? It's a full day home. I don't think I'm gonna check how quickly can we get home. Might have to stay there at Constance's hotel. I think we're stuck on the road. Earliest arrival is tomorrow? Well, in that case, yeah, we're gonna go home. I wish I had 2 songs to practice, but I don't. We'll have to practice just the one and try to get it as close to ready. It's got a good positive attitude. Oh, Maggie's ill. Awesome. We got a 38 on that. 2 days. That was, 35 points? I don't know if I can count a 73 as close enough to play it on the road, but I think with how things are going to go on the road, I might try it out. Give it one night, see how it goes. But generally, I don't want to play anything unless it's an 80 plus. Okay, medical cost, nothing, Maggie. $500, easy. It's not telling me I have to head out just yet, though, so it looks like we'll get them one more day of practice, though it'll make us head out tomorrow. I'm going to do We're not going to risk it on where are you going. We're going to do one day of practice all before we are fully onto the tour mode. San Diego. 1,100 miles. We're going to drive all the way down to San Diego. I was going to say San Francisco again. Been there, done that. Been to San Diego as well when I was, I don't know. Well, let me think age-wise. When I was about 8 years old, I was at SeaWorld, and I was the kid picked out of the crowd that went and got the opportunity to pet the tongue of a dolphin. That was quite the experience. Starting from scratch once again. I'm not going to go through the whole process with you. We've got a lot of gigs to play, but I want to bring in a different selection of songs on a regular basis. 20K venue capacity, obviously we're not going to fill it up today. We're going to be right around that 5K or just shy of that 5K mark, but we're about to break 23 on popularity. Questionable decision. What would you say? I played it. Played it anyway. It's supposed to be a hit. We'll see how they respond to it. Does it still gain that popularity? I think it will. Just not as much as it normally does. Hey, somebody's leveled up. Beautiful Lie. Not good. Looks like I need to tear it up. That was one of our new ones played today. Yeah, what would you say? Gained decently. 0.13. Way less than it should get. Right, it's down there in the neighborhood of a couple of other decent album songs, but they didn't hate it. Yeah, audience wasn't relating with the song's attitude, good stage presence, and high song quality. Helped garner some applause. But we will tear up A Beautiful Lie. We don't need to play it again. That was one of our new ones. The 95, a 70, and a 69 on maximum. We'll go ahead and do the 1 point each. Now on a 97, almost there for Maggie. Up to Bakersfield for the next gig. And we've now topped 23 on the popularity. Clear that set list once again. Start on over. So we played What Would You Say last time. We're going to play Crush this time. Try to keep that balance. These negative attitudes, though, are tricky to get around, and I'm not sure the other songs can kind of get away with it. Just the hits. But I also got pretty far down my list through The Kill, and now we'll work on getting some of the others in. Good news here, we're going to get $14 per ticket. I've gotten 11 once. 10's kind of the minimum when you're getting the pay per ticket. I've never seen it below that, but it does go higher. And here we are getting higher at 14, but the venue capacity is only 3K. Cinema Roll. We're going to force that one today along with Crush. up to Elk Grove. A little sad that Fresno did not make the cut for the tour, but that's okay. I've now gone pretty far down my list of trying to get through everything once besides the non-hit Bad Attitude songs. And that now brings us into, or, at least Cinema Roll level. That brings us into like Prefontaine and below. So we'll get Kuromi, playing oldie and Slap Nobody later, though that's not going to gain popularity for us. And actually that's where we're at now. Tilton Below is from the old album Read the Wall is not a good attitude to hear. So you got Spotless Hour to the Pigs, and we've actually made it through. But again, we've got to play things to keep them from going bad. So this is mostly a first album kind of day. Nostalgia day number 1 complete. I split it into at least a couple of days here because most of those are maxed out on their popularity, meaning we wouldn't have gained anything from playing. We sold out of Hello Nike, so we reminded everybody how good it was, and they bought 300 copies of it. Meanwhile, they only bought 175 of Slow Burn. I'm not sure I've changed the price on these, though. There could be a difference in the price of the pair, but we very much made some money, at least, off of playing the old hits today. Now that we've been on the road for most of a week, right? We had a few days off there in between, but now that we've hit, Slow Burn dropped 6 positions to number 164, so it's not going up. But actually, we did sell more units. It was 18,500, where we were in 17K range a week ago. Good money happening already, though. We're up to 759,000. Meanwhile, Hello Nike also made some improvement this week, in part maybe from playing it, but I think just the overall band popularity growing. Well, these were the last 3, so we'll finish that up with today's show. I'm also going to do something I've never tried before, and that is playing something that's not good locally. I will not tear this up. It's the first time we've ever played Wishing Well. I'm not going to tear it up, but I'll at least play it today. It'll help keep the play skill high on it. May not gain anything, but I'm not going to worry about that. And we've got ourselves another level up here. We were able to get a sellout. This is 2 songs that we played that weren't going to do very well just because of situational negative attitudes. So no penalty on them from me.
It's the weird part of the night. You're with Shady O'Grady on Stranded Radio. I'm doing my part to keep things weird.
It's Desmond who leveled up. I think with bonuses he's got about an 80 in everything, so we'll give him the 1 apiece. And we continue on. We're in that second week now of our tour here. We've got Modesto next. We gained absolutely nothing from Wishing Well, so I might as well just throw in Where Are You Going, even though the play skill is super low. It's not going to gain any popularity. They're going to be really ticked. It does have a positive attitude, so maybe they actually won't be that ticked. That play skill way too low, though. Had we gotten it to the 75, I think this would make more sense, but whatever. And we're going to lose 1 song here on the day. We still got 3 smileys on Where Are You Going? Gained 9%, did better than Sugar We're Going Down, which just had a negative attitude. Then we had the problem during Starlight, and then the energy levels were off there at the end after the Starlight issue. So, bit of a rough day for us. We still got 100% overall interest and got through it just fine. Final day in California will be LA. Yeah, Where Are You Going? Gained decently. That's up to a 44. And it even actually did gain just a little tiny bit of popularity as well. I think we're going to do it again. This is not like a huge venue. It's only 4,200, even though we're in LA. Where Are You Going is kind of doing okay. It got a .02 today, despite that play skill still being really low, even though we did help it get a little bit higher. But learning to play it while on the road is obviously not the best method, but hey, I got time on my hands. We're making things work here. But with the California leg finally done, we're able to get back into a lot of songs we haven't been able to play or have played while people have freaked out. This should help us out a little bit now in Vegas. And it looks like we're headed for a big arena for this one. Here we go. Of course, our biggest problem being we are the headliner, so we're only going to get a little over 5,000 people. I think we're topping 5,000 now. It's a 20K venue capacity. Obviously, we're not going to get it, and we're only getting $10 per ticket as, at a 23.94. It's only going to do so much for us, but let's clear the set list and put together a good one for today. The songs on the album are starting to emerge on our popularity list a bit above the others, even though we're still pretty early into the tour and the release, but they have pulled ahead 1.0 or above. So Spa Sour to the Pigs is the only exception right now that we really thought was going to be on the album. Just missed, actually. It was just barely outside of that top 10. Oh, we didn't even top 5K, and we have a mistake on the first song. Yikes. So nice to be able to play all 3 of them, though. Crush, My Heart, and What Would You Say are all back to neutral ideas at this stage. And then you throw in a few other hits, and we end up with a .13 on the popularity gain today. We sold 389 copies of the album. Yeah, nice day. Feedback from the PA, but we got through it. Cinema Roll was the one negative attitude one that I played. Back-to-back-to-back hits. And Her Purpose, for that matter. So we got all 4 hits in for the first time. I love how Vegas has an arena right next to an arena. Busy day at the merch counter. Shirts, 500 copies of Slow Burn all get sold, so massive day financially for us. And I didn't have to play songs that people didn't like. Made it a whole lot easier. Also, Enrico has leveled up. We're so close now at 99 on the writing lyrics. 1 more level, and he's maxed. Might get it here on the road. And with our 10th show complete, we are complete on our contract. So contract is done. All requirements met. I got an achievement for something, and I think I know what it was. We'll check on that in just a second. Not a great popularity day, and actually 2 mistakes, a broken drum head, and feedback on the PA, and the feedback. Okay, that's why they hated Slap Nobody Later. Everything else was fine. I didn't play the hits today.
It's
Still got to
Shady
a
O'Grady
100% though.
doing the night shift on Stranded Radio. The phones are busy tonight. Here's one by request.
And as we're pulling away here in Tucson, we're about to jump all the way to El Paso, even though we will head back into New Mexico after that. We have $1 million. That was what the achievement for. We have $1 million. We are millionaires. And we're back to an arena gig for today. Awesome. Let's take it a little bit. Since we've been on the road, apparently we play so much that it doesn't have the same sort of impact. But the first few songs, the ones that we haven't played, the ones that had negative attitudes, like Everywhere We Went, they're starting to drop off on the play scale. So we're going to have to start squeezing them into the sets, kind of night by night, get them played before they fall off too much. Got level ups, and we were able to play a couple of our big ones. Crush, What Would You Say, both coming in today. Wishing Well, it's a song that's doing pretty okay. 0.05, even with really low play skill, it's gaining decently quick. It's a pretty decent song. My Heart got a 0.5 as well. 0.14 for Helena. Shirt's sold out. Slow Burn sold out. Feel like I should try to take care of that in one of these cities. Get us up to like 1,000 shirts and 600-700 copies of Slow Burn. We're leaving money on the table. They didn't even complain about Wishing Well. Week comes to an end. We move up 8 spots to number 156, selling nearly 20,000 units, making a ton of money. And I leveled up. One for each, obviously, but where else do I want to put it? Play skill of late has been where I've been putting that extra point. Oh, it's Where Are You Going was the one that I hadn't played. It's Wishing Well. It's just had the negative attitude for a while. It's a decent song, though. It's not one to tear up. Here's my 2 dropping off. We need to get one of them in, so we'll open up with Come On. In fact, why not? Just get them both. In fact, we're gonna lay it on heavy here early on. 2 negative attitudes and our low play skill to open. Then we'll come in with stop by the print shop. Maybe. There we go. Buy some more t-shirts. Now we have 1,000. Stop by Williams' studio. Buy some more CDs for Slow Burn. One final stop on the way there to Cole's Garage. I think we did take some extra wear and tear. Yeah, we did. And finally we head to the venue. Have this nice smaller grid here at Santa Fe meant everything we needed was close by. Come on out, and This Is War gained 0 popularity, but negative attitudes. They didn't like it. It did mean, though, that it wasn't a hit. If it was a hit, it still would have gained something. It just would have been a small amount. So all we know about those two is they're not hits, but I'm definitely not going to tear them up. But speaking of, we need to get like closer to the edge played, and we need to get Novocaine. I've still never played it. I wrote it quite a while ago, 2 days before Liberty became a negative attitude, and it's still been a negative attitude ever since. Hayward Field has not been played. We need to get that one in. Omit the Company, Her Side have not been played. Guess that's all I opened up this time. That's fine. We'll worry about getting these others back on track soon enough. We're definitely still playing around with fire with kind of the first songs, but then I ensure that we're going to get there. I mean, we went from 24% to 92 over 2 hits. So it's really easy for us at this popularity level, at this audience size,
it's a nice, cool night.
to
Perfect
get
for
to the
cruising around with the
100%,
windows
even
down and the
with
system
messing
up.
around with some
Shady
songs
O'Grady
that aren't
here,
necessarily
saying,
helping us out.
Have a great night.
But as we finish up this gig and head out of New Mexico into Texas, this is us kind of entering the second phase of the tour. We're not quite halfway there on the tour, but we're getting closer. No, that's okay. That's okay. Somebody trying to poach us. But this will be the last gig of the episode. We're going to do one more episode to get through all the rest of the tour, and we'll see where we are at the end of things. We'll see if we can get every song up to 100. Suddenly we've got a few others starting to drop off as well. I think I need to clear the set list and start from scratch, and I'm going to focus more on play skill at the moment than anything else. Not a great day for the overall band popularity. I didn't play any of my 4 hits, but I did focus in on songs that hadn't been played in a while and needed to bring their skill back up. I was rotating really good the first week. I rotated not as well in the second week, so I gotta make sure I keep on top of that. My goals as I go into the last episode and play our last 20 plus gigs, I want to see how far we get on popularity within that time frame. Obviously the 3 new hits are not going to be anywhere near 100%, even if I played them every day. Probably should be playing them every day to help them get there. It's going to help us grow the popularity a little bit faster for the overall band, which is going to be one of the missions of how far do we get in in 6 weeks type thing. But the other goal is to get everything, including the one that we brought on the road with us, Where Are You Going? Getting everything maxed out on skill. Where Are You Going? It's a decent song. It's just a little bit low on our play skill. But playing it night after night is bringing it up, catching up with the other ones. That's the first time Novocaine I finally played it. But it's still got 3 smileys, which means it's not terrible. That did okay. Where Are You Going is doing better already. It's up to an 11% where it was at 9 the other day. This Is War. That was first or second time I've ever played that, as I had the same problem there with the negative attitude. Not as old. We didn't write it that long ago, but it's hard to tell unless we get into the right town. I'll have to keep an eye on that as we transfer states and look for what's popular there. We're going to be in Texas for a little bit here, a few days anyway, before we move on. But how much can we do with the time that's left? That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.